Okay, y'all. This is the third video, and your classmates suggested that I do this video in on camera to make it more engaging. So I apologize if that doesn't work out that well. This video considers a new definition and framework for learning to guide our journey. It also discusses some ideas for how we can start learning to learn. In this video, we'll talk about our potential, a new definition of learning, how learning is a journey, how learning is leveraged to get the results we want, dimensions of learning, the cognitive cycle, and learning to learn. Before we get started, it's worth noting that what we're talking about in these videos is not the definitive truth. A true understanding of how things actually work is beyond our capacity. I love this quote from George Box, who said that all models are wrong, but some are useful. And the best we can do is develop hopefully useful models or hypotheses for how life works, and then continually refine them to be more accurate and effective. The good news is that learning is designed to do just that. We're on a journey of curiosity and discovery that gives us whole new ways of understanding things. The better we get at learning, the more exciting that journey is. In previous videos, hopefully, we connected to our sense that we're all fundamentally good, that we all matter, and that we all have the potential to be amazing. Our lives are supposed to be phenomenal, and we're supposed to naturally love it. That is life. We're supposed to love life. We also stated that learning is the only solution with the sophistication to handle life's complexities. In this video, we'll discover in this video we'll discuss how that works. You have the potential to be amazing. Reflect on that for a moment. Listen to the voice inside you that gets excited about who you really are. If you're like most of us, you struggle to hear that voice because of all the other voices that tell you what your limits are or what's expected of you. And anyway, everyone talks about potential, but it doesn't seem true, right? Imagine for a moment that it is. Imagine for a moment that we could unlock our potential. Think about what you'd be like, what your life would be like. Think about the differences you can make and the differences we could make together. Seriously, what if we studied how we could get better? How we could optimize our potential? How we could get the most out of our lives individually and collectively? Then, what if we studied how to get better and better at getting better? Let's call that study learning. Learning is the science and magic to make change happen. When people talk about learning, they tend to define it with very narrowly, such as memorizing facts, reading books, taking classes, and behavior modification, and they may even try to get more complex with words like operant and classical conditioning, as if learning is about getting better at running through a maze. But certainly there's more to learning than that. I'm trying to time it so I can look at the camera right when I say things, but I'm not sure if I'm landing that impact, so just bear with me. In everyday life, we use the word learning much more broadly. We talk about curiosity, growth, change, adapting, transformation, making differences, rethinking, questioning assumptions, challenging your beliefs, confronting biases, introspection and reflection, addressing our issues, facing the truth, becoming a better person, self discovery and awareness, realizing potential, and getting the most out of life. We also might refer to learning when we're talking about behaviors, attitudes, aptitudes, talents, experience, mindsets, humility, vulnerability, courage, forgiveness and apology, healing, feedback, suffering, unlearning, self talk, self fulfilling prophecies, and anxiety and faith. Becoming a better learner includes many of the things we work so hard to become good at. And getting better at learning will make us better at all of these things, such as being good or skilled at your job, continuous and lifelong learning and improvement, human growth, performance, and leadership, open mindedness, flexibility, agility, and resilience, discernment, motivation, and inspiration, diversity and inclusion, managing ambiguity, complexity, change, critical thinking, reasoning, decision making, problem solving, analysis, and research, and creativity, inspiration, innovation, originality, ideation, big picture thinking, and strategic thinking. All of this because we're learning to learn. Learning is a never ending journey we're already on. It's about putting as much value on becoming as we put on doing and achieving. It helps us embrace the fact that we'll never really know anything and that there's no state of good enough where we're done learning. We'll always be rising to higher and higher levels of humanity, but we can see that as an adventure we can get excited about. And learning is a journey we're already on, so we might as well get really good at it. Learning liberates us from the issues and the weight of generations of humanity that's piled up on us. We're freed up for better solutions, relationships, and for even more growth. Learning is the natural process that empowers us to reinvent ourselves and to become ourselves. There's certainly many areas where we need to improve, but learning is far more about finding your natural gracefulness than about fixing your shortcomings. You are a fundamentally good person. Learning helps you become the great person you have the potential to be. Learning is a capability that we can keep getting better at. In fact, our life works best when we make learning to learn one of our primary focuses. As we mentioned earlier, if we treat learning as the study of achieving our potential and of getting the most out of our lives, then we can work together to continually get better at it. And learning works best when we all rise together. Imagine if all of humanity were on a learning journey together. Learning is the solution with the sophistication to handle life's complexities. A big part of learning is recognizing that learning in life is a journey. We'll never know the real truth. There will always be challenges. There's no such thing as good enough. We'll always fall short and make mistakes. And there's no solution that fixes everything. That's why learning is the only solution with the sophistication to address the real nature of life and humanity. Learning means we're always getting better and getting better at getting better. Saying that learning is a journey is not saying that results or the destination isn't important. While we need to get good at while we need to get good at the learning journey, we also need to produce results, even just to survive. But learning helps us helps us with results as well. If we think of results as the product of our efforts times our capabilities, we realize quickly that we only have a limited amount of effort we can put towards anything, but we have potentially unlimited capabilities. Plus, increased capabilities makes our efforts more effective. This means that learning to increase our capabilities is our biggest leverage point to increase our results. Learning is also the optimal solution because learning is the leverage and the magic that addresses all our aspirations and concerns. Becoming better at learning makes us better at everything else. It's the ultimate example of killing multiple birds with minimal stones. Think about your own career goals and aspirations and how becoming a better learner would help you. Some things you might aspire toward or worry about might be personal issues such as wellness, health, stress, anxiety, sadness, authenticity, identity, confidence, self-worth, life discernment. Social issues such as social anxiety, social effectiveness and confidence, expressing thoughts, navigating challenge or emotional situations. Career issues such as effectiveness, discipline, motivation, initiative, career development, goals, direction, professional development. Or societal issues such as discrimination, racism, polarization, and hostility. This series of videos will help illuminate how learning can address these issues, aspirations, and concerns in our lives. Becoming a better learner helps you become yourself and develop your natural gracefulness, which then naturally helps you be more effective with others and make differences. And, as we've mentioned, learning starts the virtuous cycle by helping us change ourselves. As we do, we'll start rediscovering our natural ability to handle situations gracefully and will increase our ability to facilitate healthy change in others. As others become healthier, they'll in turn help us to be healthier, and the virtuous cycle will continue and spread, making us all healthier. Learning is so much more than how we traditionally think about it. If we do it right, learning involves many dimensions, including building capabilities to get results reliably, creating more effective solutions, embracing opportunity with curiosity and adventure, becoming a healthier, stronger, better person, discovering and optimizing your potential, seeking and recognizing truth and wisdom, and getting the most out of our life. And if we focus on learning to learn, we amplify our effectiveness by getting better at getting better. As we continually get better at all of these dimensions, we learn to handle the inherent challenges of life, to deal with our issues, and to collaborate for better and better solutions. One thing learning helps us to do more effective one thing learning helps us to one thing learning helps us do is to more effectively navigate our cognitive cycle. The cognitive cycle is involved in everything we do as humanity. It's involved in every moment of our lives, including our personal moments and when we're interacting with each other. For example, you can see the cognitive cycle at work, on the playground, in our family, in our friend group, in business meetings, and in how we relate in society. For example, consider our experience of how alone we feel about our issues. We tend to feel like we're the only ones who are falling short while everyone else seems to have it together. It isn't true. Falling short is an intrinsic part of being human, and everyone else is struggling. The cognitive cycle can help explain why we feel like we're struggling alone. We can start this story with our beliefs within our culture and narratives about what we're supposed to look like. We're taught to believe that if we fall short, we won't fit in, especially if our cultural identity is marginalized. Social dynamics social dynamics reinforces this through implementing consequences for falling short, such as ridiculing or ostracizing us. All of this is part of our environment, and so we internalize it in our mindsets. And so, we all do our best to look like we have it all together. Now, imagine all of us acting like we all have it all together. As we see everyone who seems like they have it all together, our own thought processes interpret that everyone else but us has it all together, and we start spiraling and reinforcing our own beliefs that everyone but us has it all together. And in that moment, we're convinced that we're absolutely right. And as a result, we feel that we're alone. Sound familiar? As we get better at learning, we learn how to facilitate our cognitive cycle to get better results. We can slow down our own thought processes and notice what's going on, consider the accuracy of our mindsets and conclusions, help facilitate healthier, more effective thought processes, and create space for us to connect with our emotions. In those moments, as our minds are spiraling and we're convinced that we're right about being alone, we can analyze and challenge the accuracy of our beliefs. For example, we can remind ourselves that we can't read each other's minds, we can't predict the future, everything we know is inaccurate, and life doesn't work the way we think it does. Of course, we still have a lot to learn about how we still have a lot to learn about how to learn. Here are a few items, and we'll come back to do more on these later. So hopefully now you're getting connected to what it means to get the most out of your life. And hopefully it's becoming clear what learning is and how it's the solution we're looking for. Now remember the exclamation point. Learning should be an exciting journey about getting the most out of our lives. It's also urgent that we get this journey moving because humanity desperately needs healthy change. And all of this because we're learning to learn.